and this video is to tell you how I came to find my path. I've been practicing for about 2 years now that it's November. Before I found paganism, I was a Christian, and I was baptised when I was younger, but our family isn't religious or anything, but I was taught that Christianity is the only true religion, and I was never really taught about anything else. And Hinduism and Buddhism and religions like that, I was kind of taught that they weren't real, and that sounds really disrespectful now that I think about it, but at the time I didn't question it. I thought that they were make-believe religions and that Christianity was the one true one. But because I was younger, I didn't have really any interest in God. But I did have kind of a spirituality, even though I wasn't aware of it. I used to go around my garden building houses for the fairies that lived there, and I would make up potions and spells. And even though to me it was real, but of course I didn't understand it, because bearing in mind I was like an 8-year-old at this time, but I believed in it, and I knew there was magic in the world, even though I didn't connect it with God at the time. So I had a kind of a pagan childhood, I'd say, because I was surrounded by nature, and I relished in it, and I saw the magic in nature, and I saw the spirits of nature, being the fae. And then when I was in about year 8 or 9, I had a bit of a stressful time. And so when people are in bad situations and desperate times, call for desperate needs and stuff like that, we go to find comfort. I had a lot of life questions to ask, and so I thought about God, and then the more I thought about it, the more I realised that I believed in God, and so I started to pray in hope that things would look up and be happier. And then I wore my cross everywhere, and I was a Christian, even though I didn't follow strictly to the 10 Commandments or the sins, and I didn't go to church or anything like that. I called myself Christian, and I believed in God, and I believed in my prayer, and I believed He was listening. And I believed in Jesus, and I still believe in Jesus, because I don't see why not. Like, I won't just dismiss another religion's beliefs just because it's another religion. So yeah, but after a while I kept thinking, like, as the years went on, I got a bit more stressed, and even though I strongly believed in God, I didn't feel Christianity in my heart, and I wanted to go to a vicar, and I wanted him to convince me that I was on the right path and that Christianity was totally real. I wanted him to, and of course he would have, but I didn't go in the end, because I did knock on the door, but nobody answered. So I turned away, and then as I got more critical and my opinions grew, I then started to think, well, I believe in God, but I don't believe in Christianity, because I read up about it, and I started realising that I didn't believe that the sins were bad enough to send me to hell, and I didn't believe in hell, and there were so many things that I didn't believe in. I didn't believe in the Bible, and even now I see it as symbolic, the Bible, and also a use of propaganda, which sounds bad for me. I'm sorry if people are offended, but that's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. So I began to criticise it and think, this isn't right, and I decided that if I believed in God, then there must be a religion out there for me, and I've always wanted that sense of belonging, and so I went to the internet, and I heard the word pagan used somewhere, and I decided to find out what pagan was. So I googled it, and the first website I ever went on was a BBC one, and I'll point you in the direction on the sidebar, I always forget. I went on the BBC website, and there was a whole section on paganism and the Sabbats, and I was absolutely enthralled, and I didn't need to look at any other websites with like Buddhism or Hinduism, because I had found something that I soaked it all up, and I could understand why they celebrated what they did, and the Sabbats made more sense to me than Easter did. And then on that same page I found Wicca and a link to that, and then I kept reading on. The more I read, the more I had realised that this is brilliant. This is the thing that is going to be my whole entire world, and it is, and it stuck with me, and it's so much a part of me that I'm a broom basher. Some people might find that offensive, I'm sorry, but I absolutely love my craft, and I'm so passionate about Wicca. And even though I follow an eclectic side to Wicca, and I don't follow gardeners' rules like strictly or anything like that, I follow my own, but paganism, witchcraft, Wicca is everything to me, and because it's a very part of my personality, and it's who I am. And most people who find Wicca agree, and they feel that they've come home, and that this is them. And so I was really happy. And about I bought some books, and I started reading about how things are done. And my first dedication ritual wasn't like an official dedication ritual or anything. It was me and my friend on a tree stump, had some candles dotted around, and we lit 3 candles around like a kind of circle, not 4 as the quarters, but we did 3, and we said, we read out what, like, kind of a promise to start studying this path and stuff like that. And that was our own dedication ritual, because we didn't know enough about circle casting to do that. But then our first circle casting was on the full moon, and it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And from the moment I entered that circle, I felt God, and even when I prayed and I knew somebody was listening, but I never felt them around me. I never felt God around me until I stepped in that circle, and I could feel. It's really phenomenal, and you can't explain it. But at the end of it, it's not like, if you go into a circle and you don't feel that, it's not a bad thing, because it depends on the individual and how much you practice. Even I'm really crappy with working with energies. I'm still trying, but I find it hard to concentrate. So, but still, even when I'm faced with difficulties, it doesn't matter, because I've found my life and I've found my path. And Wicca isn't for everyone, and it's not the one true path. There are so many different paths, and if you believe in God, you're going to find God at the end of the road. If you're a Christian, you're going to find God. If you're a Hindu, you're going to find God. If you're a Muslim, you're going to find God. Whatever religion you belong to, and even if you don't belong to a religion and you're searching for God, you're going to find it. And I believe that all religions are a path to God, and so I don't have any interest in converting people at all, because the spirituality is personal to the individual, and how you express it is entirely up to you. So that's how I found my path. Might have been a bit wordy, so I'm sorry, but it's lovely to hear about new people to the craft. So leave a message or a comment saying, like, if you are new to the path, or how you found your path, because it's always nice to know. So thank you, and blessed be.